My next guest is a Green Room Award winner and is known for her stage performing as well as TV shows like the Dr. Blake Mysteries, Blue Heelers, Offspring, Home and Away, and Neighbours. Welcome to Showtime, Jessica Clarke.
Thank you for having me, Andrew.
Oh, thanks so much for coming. So you've got a pretty reasonable body of work behind you. How did you get started as a performer?
My mum's an actor. I was doing drama classes from maybe like 8. And then I got a job on Blue Heelers as one of the policeman's daughters. And so I ended up doing Blue Heelers for I think 6 years or so through my early teens. Then I trained at Whopper when I graduated from school, and it just went from there. I've been supporting myself off acting since I graduated from Whopper many years ago now. I think I graduated 2011.
And in and of itself, that's a huge deal because there are so many people that really find it difficult to get that consistent work after graduating from, whether it's Whopper Night or VCA or any arts.
Oh, look, I'm not going to say it's been purely from, stage and TV. It's really the thing that's allowed me to keep going has been voiceover work. And just using all elements of my skill, capitalizing on it. So ads, voiceovers, all that kind of stuff, that stuff's really carried me through and allowed me to be a creative. So I can do the things that really drive me, like stage shows and great TV shows and things like that.
And that's quite a thing, isn't it? I mean, we've got so many more ways to connect with audience beyond the traditional, stage and screen. I guess, being as, I hate using the term post-COVID, but being able to pivot and find those opportunities. I just triggered myself saying the word pivot just quietly, but finding those opportunities is probably why you are where you are.
Yes, I mean, same with you, maybe. We all have to find other ways to make money. And, if we could all just be creative without worrying about money, it would be wonderful, but we have to. So, I'm not going to say there's been some times where I've been really worried and, the work hasn't been there. And particularly post-COVID, actually, the first year or two after COVID was really tough. My agent dumped me and, I went through quite a bit of sort of, a wake-up call. I'm now in a wonderful place because what I ended up doing was focusing in on things that really made me passionate, such as this show that I'm doing. Just trusting that if I was doing the things that really made me passionate, then I would find my way back into the industry again. And that's happened. So I found a great new agent and I'm getting other work and doing ads and, all that kind of stuff at the same time as being able to work at Red Stitch, which is the Ensemble theatre company that I'm part of and which is where I'm putting on the show that I'm doing. And I feel very lucky to be able to do what I'm doing.
Tell me a bit about Red Stitch. I've had the privilege of seeing a few shows there and talking with a few people that have worked with Red Stitch or been through Red Stitch. It seems like, I'm not a performer, but as a performer, it seems like just a beautiful, supportive, nurturing environment. Can you tell me a bit about your experience at Red Stitch?
To be part of the ensemble, you have to have worked with the company, I think it's about 3 times. And then it's this whole process of sort of being brought up in meetings and being voted in. And it's not taken lightly joining the ensemble because it is really, we are creative producers as the ensemble members. So it requires work, it requires commitment that is not paid. You are, of course, paid when you perform at Red Stitch, but most of the other work is voluntary. So it's a really wonderful group of people who really care about ensemble theatre and who care about putting on really bloody good plays from all over the world. That's what I think Red Stitch does so wonderfully is we pick these great little, 2 4-handers and put them on, and we're in this little beautiful little box of a theatre that magic happens in. So we just get so many wonderful directors and lighting designers and sound designers, and it's amazing how much the space transforms every single show. My experience at Red Stitch has been really wonderful, and it's been career changing, really. Like it's held me at times where creatively I've not been as fulfilled, and it's always this place to go to where it's a community and we care about the work and we're really passionate about the work. So you know that you're going to get that fill of inspiration.
And it seems also from the outer that it's also a really safe place to take creative risks.
Oh yeah. That's what's so great about the fact that it is that small little theatre. You can take massive risks, and that's what it's known for. That's what the company is known for. And I think we produce often better work than I've seen on the bigger stages, because it often comes from a place of needing to be more creative, because we don't have the money, because we don't have the resources that we, would love to have. But I think it actually creates a bit more magic.
Speaking of creative risks, you became a mum recently. Congratulations.
Thank you.
I tried really hard with that segue. I'm not sure it worked, but it worked in my head.
It's definitely a creative risk, my God. He's 7 months old now.
I've got two creative risks, so I get it.
Yes. I just finished a show, the Scottish play that shall not be named, in brackets, An Undoing, at the Malthouse Theatre. And God, I started that when my baby was 5 months old, and that was a real wake-up call. But wonderful, just so great to be back in the room doing my thing and being in a room of creatives and working with script. And, it was just amazing, because, you just lose that sense of identity as a new parent.
I imagine just being in a room with grown-ups would have been fulfilling.
Oh God, it was so nice. But now the show I'm doing is
juggling. What's it like juggling performer Jess and mum Jess?
Yeah. Oh God, it's so hard. I am so lucky to have a partner who is just able to help a lot. He is amazing, and he has taken on half, if not more, of the share of work recently. And I don't know how I would do it actually without him. I don't know how single parents do it. I do not understand. They are heroes. Like, it's just, the juggle is real. And I guess you just adapt to your situation and make it work.
Right now, you're working on, and I'm looking at my notes because I'm going to try really, really hard to pronounce it, and then you correct me straight away. Iphigenia In Splott.
Very close. Very good. Very close. So Iphigenia In Splott.
And what does the word mean?
It's a play on the original Greek myth, the Greek story, which is Iphigenia in Aulis, which is Iphigenia is the daughter of Agamemnon and Clytemnestra in Greek tragedy. And she is sacrificed by her father in order to get safe passage across the waters to Helen of Troy. So Iphigenia, the character Iphigenia, is the daughter who is sacrificed. And Splott is very working class suburb of Cardiff in Wales.
And what are audiences to expect from this show?
So it's a one-woman show, or a one-person show. It is the most amazing, shattering, modern-day tragedy. It takes what is classical tragedy in Greek story, and it brings it into the modern day world in an area of Cardiff that is really suffering from the cuts that are being made the buildings that are being shut down, like the doctors, the library, the swimming pools. Everything's being cut and shut down in order to make big like apartment buildings and just house lots and lots more people. It's austerity cuts, really. Cardiff in Wales. And it's talking about the little people that suffer and that are sacrificed. It was very relevant when it was first written and performed by Sophia Melville in the UK in, I think it was 2015 originally. And it was also very, very relevant in 2017. But I think it is just so relevant now in 2024, particularly in Australia. It doesn't have to just be about Splott in Cardiff. With, the cost of living, people are suffering. There is so much more homelessness than there ever has been. People are really struggling. And it is about the consequences of that struggle and what happens when the rich get richer and the poor get poorer, and the sacrifices that the little people make. So Effie is the character I play, and she is the figure of Iphigenia. And she's this loudmouth, amazing, hilarious character who's what you would call a chav. And she starts by telling the audience. I speak directly to the audience about her wild ways, about her her one night stands, her 3-day benders, how much fun she has, how much you as the audience judge her when you see her walking down the street. You know, when she's drunk walking down the street, you judge her. You know, you think kind of mean thoughts about her, but you don't know her story. And then so she continues to tell her story. And the pivotal moment for her is when she meets Lee, who's this ex-soldier. So begins this story of self-discovery, of sacrifice, of taking the pain that she has to take from other people. I don't want to ruin it because it's just the most incredible story, and it is hilarious. It is shattering. It is beautiful. It's romantic. It's devastating. I just think it is a story that needs to be told now, and people need to see it, particularly younger people. I think she's a hero, this character. And I promise you that the way you feel about her at the start of the show, you will feel the opposite at the end of the show.
I love the way you presented it just now in this little sort of 30-second snapshot. You've got me.
It's been described as perfect theatre, this show over in the UK. And it's because Gary Owen has written it, and it is the most amazing piece of writing. It's poetic. It's very Greek in its structure. It's like a song. It's like beat. It's like beat poetry. But then it's also just this beautiful storytelling. So it's just a wonderful, wonderful gift as an actor to perform it. I have so much fun every time I do it. And returning to it these few years later, and after having a baby myself, because there is a theme of motherhood in the show, it feels a lot deeper. It feels different, but also wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about that, because not only has our world changed, but your world has changed. So you can't help but come to the same work with a very, very different perspective, with the passage of time, with COVID, with the lockdowns, with being a mum, with the cost of living crisis that we're all living through now. It must be so. I'm guessing it's got that real sort of comfort, familiarity to you being back in the work, but also maybe a fresh perspective, as you were saying.
Totally. It feels like coming home, actually. Like, it feels like an old skin putting on her clothes. I developed a real love for that character, and coming back to her has been wonderful. It's in my bones. Like, the show is in my bones. It hasn't taken much to actually physically and vocally do it again. It's been just rediscovering the why I speak. The how, as Gary Abrahams, the director, said, like, the how. We need to just go back to the why. That's been really wonderful, rediscovering each moment and actually revisiting images, and sources of connection have changed. Some things have deepened, but then others have sort of kind of vanished a little bit, and I've had to rediscover them. So yeah, it's a wonderful. I've never remounted a show before, and people have always said it's an amazing experience to deepen a work. And it's true. It's true of this as well. Yeah, I can't wait. I just need an audience now. We sold out every show last time, and we were locked down a couple of times, and we had standing ovations every single night, I think, because people were so affected by her story. Every line gets you, whether it's makes you laugh or gets you to the core. Every line is so potent, so you can't not be affected by it, I don't think.
I'm chatting with Jessica Clarke about Iphigenia In Splott, which is opening on the 3rd of September at Red Stitch in Chapel Street, St Kilda. It's a very limited season. It's only on, I think, Jess, until the 22nd of September. So if you're going to buy tickets, now's the time. redstitch.net.
We've started booking out shows, so first preview is sold out. So don't hesitate, because it's a tiny theatre, so get those bums on seats.
So hurry book now is actually a thing. Hurry book now.
Yeah. Hurry book now. Yeah.
redstitch.net. Iphigenia In Splott, opening on the 3rd of September. Jess, thank you so much for the chat, and shookers for the season.
Thank you so much for having me, Andrew.